I know that I can do anything I put my mind to. And that's probably pretty much most people's battle is I don't think I can do that, or no, that's not achievable for me. It totally is.
Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat of Take the Doughnut, here to help you get inspiration and get donuts. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, and today I'm bringing you a Take the Doughnut interview with Katy Metoyer, who is one of the top cookie decorators in the US, a keynote speaker of CookieCon, and the owner of Sugar Dayne Cookies. Katy, welcome to your Take the Doughnut interview.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you.
I am so glad to have you here. And, before we jump into anything more serious, let's just start with my favorite question. What's your favorite donut?
Okay, well, I can eat any donut, but I was thinking about this over the weekend, and my favorite donut is a dozen glazed donut holes. That way you can take one now, save one for later. I love the way the texture. I love glazed donut holes. So, but I also love the chocolate bar, and I don't know. I probably tasted some type of real bacon donut at some fancy donut, but the glazed donut hole, that's my jam.
Okay, I like it. That makes a lot of sense too. For what you do, I feel like it's kind of more in line with the type of cookies that you tend to decorate. So that's beautifully said. So I said just a little bit about you up front. And I know, a lot of times when I'm doing an interview, I'm catching somebody in a moment where, they're in a season of their life that's more stable. And for you, I feel like this is a moment of transition. So I want to give you an opportunity here. What do you want us to know about you, just generally speaking, to set us up?
Oh man, well, what you want to know about me, I guess, is I am 52 years old, proud of it. And I'm actually literally starting my life over from scratch. So 50 and a divorcee and an empty nester all at one time has been really tough on me. It's been a couple years now, but I don't know, I'm where I need to be right now. I'm really healthy. I'm really positive. I'm a shop owner. I've owned my shop for over 7 years. I take immense pride in my shop and what I've done there and for the community. I've taught classes there. We've had collaborations with different cookie makers. Um, Someone came all the way from the North Pole just to take my class. That was like their year bucket list thing. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. So I've had a great time in there. But I'm in immense transition. I actually just announced last week that I'm closing my storefront doors, which has been really heartbreaking for me. And if you would have caught me last week, I probably would have been crying. I might start crying, not sure. Um, but it's been really tough to make that decision. But I think for my physical and mental well-being, it's time for me to close that door, and literally already doors are opening. So this podcast is like a perfect timing for me. Take the donut, seize the day, take what's yours. Don't be afraid, even though it's scary, you know. So I am in a changing season right now, and I suggest anyone who is really not happy with what's going on in their lives to really take a look at yourself and decide what makes you happy, what's going to make you happy. So yeah, I basically, when you emailed me and invited me to this, I was like, wow, this is another great platform for me to talk about, taking chances and being confident as a woman or anyone, You know, I can do and be whatever I want. I learned 2 weeks ago that Martha Stewart started her empire at 50. Okay, so literally Martha Stewart is my, you know, go-to right now. I'm 50, so I could probably figure out a way to make this work, you know. But the shop, it was just, you know, times are tough. Overhead is high. Anyone who has a shop these days has to have an A+ product every day, a smile on their face. You know, you want to represent yourself. But with me, I was making cookies in there, and literally I would make cookies for people for the holidays, and I would be crying while I was making them because I had no joy. And I'm like, I want to have joy because I love making cookies. That's my jam. That's what I do in life. And so I literally had to I'm figuring out a way to still make cookies, have a better quality of life, um, and just move forward with force and confidence.
Well said.
We
And
all,
you've started to set this up already for people, but this is a Take the Doughnut interview. And what that means, take the doughnut for me is an expression that means carpe diem. It's comes from
mhm,
this strange thing that happened to me in college where I left an actual literal donut on the table, but it became an object lesson for me in what it looks like to leave opportunity on the table. I don't
yeah.
want to do that anymore. So for me, it's
Mm-mm.
about taking the donut, going after it, seizing those moments. I'll link a video here for those who haven't seen it. But that means this conversation is really all about, practically speaking, what does it look like to go after opportunities in our life? And I think what's so amazing about talking to you right now, and I think we can all see, even just by how you sort of set this up, you're very candid, you're very transparent with where you are. And I think sometimes seizing an opportunity doesn't feel great. It doesn't always look pretty. Sometimes it looks like transition and whatever emotions and feelings come from that. A lot of times people tell us stories of the opportunities they took on these interviews, and it's like, oh, now I'm here and I did this thing. And you forget sometimes what it felt like to do that thing.
Yeah.
And so I love that we're talking to you right now and getting this view of what does it feel like in the moment and how do you move through it. So I want to I want to start by just asking in a general way, like, how are you with going after goals? What is that process like for you, or even what does it feel like right now?
You know, thanks for that question. Going after goals for me has been challenging. Although it's funny because any huge opportunity that comes my way, I'm like, why not? Like, what can happen if you do it? You did it. What can happen if you don't do it? You'll always wonder. So, I mean, for example, sorry if I'm going off track, but I just did a bakery makeover show, and I was so petrified. I They did it a couple months ago. They came into my shop, and it's with Nancy Birtwistle from the Great British Bake Off. She's amazing and classy and knowledgeable, and just we were besties right off the bat. It was amazing. Like, she just made me feel comfortable. But literally the night before, I had such cold feet. I they were shutting down our street for 4 days with 45 production members, and I'm I'm literally almost shaking just thinking about it. But I'm like, do it, like do it. The opportunity is there. It's so scary. It's humbling. But I did it. It was scary. I spilled the tea. I was vulnerable. I told my story. Um, and I feel so much better, you know? And then literally, although I'm closing my shop, other things are coming my way. Like this opportunity with this podcast even is like, wow, this is a perfect opportunity to seize the day for me, you know? So anyway, um I have a hard time taking on big tasks, but I always seem to say, yeah, I'll try that because you never know, you know? So, um, we don't know what's going to happen after this. We don't know what's going to happen after I close my doors. But I'm feeling pretty confident in myself. Um, you know,
There's the
I don't,
expression feel the fear but do it anyway.
yeah,
And I was just thinking of that the whole time you were talking, because it's like, that in the future, the future version of you is going to want to have said yes. So
yes,
you're
of
saying
course.
yes, and then you kind of have to deal with the repercussions of that in the moment when you've
Yeah,
got a whole crew shutting down your street. But you won't look back and say, I wish I would have done it.
absolutely. I mean, all of that. And, like segueing into a little bit of my personal life, which I'll just give you a little bit of my personal life. I was married for 20 years. I was a at-home mom. I was the best mom on earth. I'm still the best mom on earth. But my kids are 21 and 17 now. So it's a different phase in their lives, and it's a different way to mom. And I've had to try to cope with momming differently, older kids, walking beside them, not trying to tell them what to do, but they're their own person. And I'm like just walking through life with them. But my husband, we decided to go our separate ways after 20 years. And I literally was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I haven't worked in 20 years. I've just been in cookie land making cookies. Now I have this shop that I have to take care of. And I have to feed myself too. So um, it's it's been really tough for me to try to navigate through being a single woman at 50, trying to run a business in these economic times, have confidence, um, be graceful, walk on the high road at all times. I know a lot of people are going through the same thing as me, like literally more people than not are going through the same thing as me. So um, I think I'm here to tell you that everything works itself out. You need to believe in yourself, and you should believe in yourself because like I'm a good person. And like that's the hard part, is getting the confidence and believing in yourself that you can do whatever you put your mind to. So the my divorce saga has been a long one. It's really sad. I miss my family. It's been lonely. But I'm just kind of like, and then to top it off, I'm crying when I'm making holiday cookies. So there's something needs to change there. Like the cookies are supposed to make me happy. So this is the reason why I've been having to transition and just like seize the moment, take the donut and do something else. I want a better quality of life. I want to be able to be there for my kids. I want them to know that I'm proud of them. I want them to know that I work hard. I'm not a quitter, that I can take care of myself. So yeah, it's just been like a long, hard season for me. But the letting go of my shop has been such a relief. I've had a heavy burden on my shoulders for a really long time. And I don't know where it goes, but it's going somewhere from here because I believe in myself, and I'm gonna make things happen for myself.
Mhm.
So
You might have just
mhm.
been answering this, but in this moment where things are so sort of up in the air, what keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated is growing my relationships with my older sons. It is my main motivation. Um, I have a great relationship with my older son Dane, who my company is named after. So proud of him. He's doing his thing. I'm able to talk to him a little bit more like an adult now, and but without like putting any burdens on him. Of course, I would never. But I was really afraid of forging these new relationships with these two young men that I only know as babies and kids. I used to wipe their faces. I used to pick out their outfits, and now, they have their own, things going on. So proud of both of them. But literally, that's my main motivation, is to like make sure my sons know that I love them and I care about them. You know, um, I want them to be able to like emulate me, and whatever I put my mind to, I can do it, and so can they. So basically, I got like two of the most amazing kids. I'm so lucky. So
What a beautiful source for your motivation.
yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about challenges. And I know you're certainly feeling some of those right now, but is there a specific kind of challenge that tends to be your Achilles heel, either in this moment right now or just in general?
Um, you know, my challenges have been I, my life has been completely different. My life switched upside down 2 years ago. Hey, I take some of the blame. It's all good. We grew apart. So like I've had a daily challenge to take care of myself, um, to put food on the table for myself, um, keep my shop open. Um, and also, another challenge, like I really don't have like a challenge with like cookie makers, or because I got my own style going on. I just kind of stay in my own lane all the time, so I don't really have a challenge there. But just, you know I want to be able to say, hey, I'm gonna go with my best friend to France. I can't do anything like that. So I need to switch up my life and figure out a way to make my like quality of life better, so I can do that. I've never even been to Europe. You know what? I'm gonna go to Europe within the next year. Bet. You know what I'm saying? So like these are kind of like goals that I are setting up for myself, because I know I can do it. You just kind of like have to believe in yourself. I mean, that is the only thing. So challenges, I think I've done a lot of the heavy lifting in my personal life, and even working my storefront through the economy and everything. Um, and I feel at any challenge that comes my way, I just have to like take it head on and figure out how I can get through it. So a lot of people, kind of are like, oh, I don't think I could do that. You can. So I've been doing it. If I'm doing it, you can do it.
Oh, so inspiring to hear that. I'm sure there are a lot of people who need to hear that right now. So if we look back historically, what would you say is the biggest donut you've ever taken in your life?
The biggest donut I've ever taken, my
Yeah.
husband leaving me after 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a pretty big donut. I don't know if you can curse on this, but like that's a pretty big donut.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's I've changed. I'm a different person. I appreciate that time in my life very much. I do miss my family. The family, like I miss the family of four unit. I don't necessarily miss my ex, but I do miss that the whole. So yeah, that's probably pretty much my biggest donut. In cookies, I take anything that comes at me. So basically, I have 3 donuts that I just ate in a row. Let's see, I closed my shop. I filmed an episode for a TV show, which hopefully there's some openings there. And what's my fourth one? My biggest donut is just kind of I did the CookieCon keynote speech. I've never ever spoken to anyone on a microphone in my life. I just got up there, told my story, and so that was a pretty big donut for me as well, but in cookies.
Well, I mean, what an incredibly brave, so many brave things there that you just rattled off in quick succession. I think even the last one, like public speaking, is a lot of people's biggest fear.
Yeah,
It's like
I
the
mean,
thing they
it
want
was
to do
like,
less than anything else. And that's
yeah,
just
I
like
mean, it was
one
a
of your
big fear.
things.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big fear for me, but when I got up there and did it and realized that I touched people and people can relate to me and I'm just being myself and I had a great time. I'd love to do it again. So, I don't know, you're a motivational speaker. That's on my list. Um, I have like, for the past 2 years, I've been kind of like in a ball trying to function with all the things that happen in my life. We all know what it is. Um, but I'm awake now. I'm wide awake. I know that I can do anything I put my mind to. And that's probably pretty much most people's battle is I don't think I can do that, or no, that's not achievable for me. It totally is. My dad, I don't know if you know the story, but my dad passed away, and he used to tell me about sand. So you scoop up a thing of sand and you're holding it with all your might. And the tighter you hold it, the more the sand tries to come out. But if you just open your hands, all the sand will stay right in there. So I call it sanding. So basically, you can't control what you can't control. You only can just do your best. You can just open your hands and let the sand just lay there instead of having it all fall out because you're trying so hard to keep it. Um, you know, so I mean, that is my strategy right now, is just basically taking things as they come and dealing with it, um, having fun while I'm doing it, getting more confidence. This is my season right now. I'm excited for myself. I have
I,
lost a lot, but I've also gained a lot.
I
So
was thinking and sometimes the loss is the gain is the strange thing.
yeah,
You know, like I think sometimes we have these, if anybody's ever had something they've lost in their life where they felt like their identity was really attached to it, and that could be a person, that can be a hobby, that can be a job, that could be whatever it is. But when you have something that's a loss that you feel like, but I am that, uh, you're not. And so you suddenly have this, it doesn't always feel good, but you have this opportunity to sort of re-educate yourself on who you actually are and what you're capable of
yeah,
in this season without the thing that you just lost. And I don't know, I think it's a really interesting time to look at, like, well, what is around the corner and how do you want to tackle it? Um,
mhm.
it's you get to choose that part. So
I do.
it's interesting.
And now that I've, kind of freed myself up, and I was telling you before that I feel like I have like a like I've been scrambling mentality. Like every single day I scramble to see how I can keep my shop doors open. And I, I did it. I'm closing, and I feel like I don't have to feel like that anymore, and it's a real condition. Like, I think probably in a couple of weeks or maybe months, I won't have that struggle mentality so much, because I've let go of that. Um, Things are coming my way left and right. I can't even believe it. Literally, manifestation is my jam. Um, I just keep on thinking about, "Oh my god, well, what if I did this, and what if I did this?" And everything is coming true for me.
Wow.
At the time, you don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'll make it work.
I was
And
just going to
that's
ask, and I guess answer this how you can answer this, but are there any donuts you're trying to take right now? What's in progress for you? Share what you're allowed to share.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I did do, like, a network TV show. It's called The Big Bakeover, and, basically, it's, Nancy coming in to save, struggling bakeries, and, they can come in and save my bakery and make it look bitchin', and they did amazing. I mean, I can't even believe, like, the transformation of my shop. It looks so great. But sometimes it doesn't always work. It's business. It's like a risk, you know? So me, um, it's taken me a while, but I can say out loud, I am not a failure. I've never been a failure. But I've always thought that I am a failure. So I think I've come a long way in the fact that I can say out loud, I am not a failure. Um, I feel like things are opening up for me, um, you know, in the cookie world, maybe maybe even in TV. I'm not sure. I would, you know, like I'm manifesting that right now. um, you know, I don't know. I want to meet Kendrick Lamar, whatever. I think he's a great rapper. You know, just like things like that. And then, you know, I things just happen. So I think like with a positive attitude, um, and just like not doubting yourself so much, you can achieve anything. I'm gonna achieve my goals. So literally, mark my words, I'm gonna go to Europe. I've never, you know, like that's a thing, you know, like I've never been able to do anything like that. I've been a mom, I've been a wife, I've been a store owner, and I want to start living my life. And I want to start bringing joy back into making cookies. So I'm going to be still taking custom orders. You know, people can order on my website. They can find me on Instagram. Um, you know, so, but I'm going to do that on my terms. So like maybe I'll take 10 orders a month. And if you get me, you get me, you know, like, but we'll see, we'll see where that goes. Um, you know, I have class opportunities. You know, I can do private events. I'm going to do a private event up in Brentwood soon, and that the people that are going to be at that is an amazing opportunity for me too. I'm like baffled as to who's even going to be there. So you know, like I said, one door closes, the other one opens. It is a true statement. It's a true statement.
I
So.
I am in love with the fact that you are just articulating everything right now, because if it's on your mind, you're saying the thing that you want, because who knows who's listening to this and who knows who can support you in the process. And so
Yeah,
if you don't say
yeah.
it,
So
nobody can step forward, right? So I absolutely love that you're putting all of these things out there, and with the audience in mind here, there may be people listening to
mhm,
this who really relate to something about where you are right now. And I think what's tricky about that is that those are the moments we are often least likely to reach out to people to get feedback or support. So here's the opportunity for them to hear what they need to hear. Let's sprinkle some encouragement. And, you know, if somebody is in a season like this, or if they have a donut they want to take and they're not sure what the way forward is, what advice would you give to those people?
um my advice is you're going to be okay. Um, you're going to love yourself more because you're going to find out more things about yourself. Um, lean on your friend group. Um, know that you're worth it. Um, these are all things that I've realized in the past 2 years, you know, so um, everything's going to work out as it should. Just keep on being as graceful as possible. Take the high road whenever you can and love the people that love you back. So, I mean, that's all I can say about it. Sorry if I'm crying, but it's it's been a long road, and I can like say these things out loud now. I'm not a failure. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the person I'm becoming. And you know, don't beat yourself up. It's not all you. Um, be a proud woman. Be proud of yourself, or a proud man, whatever. Just be proud of yourself. Know that you can do it. Um, just be confident. Do something that makes you feel good every day. Uh, eat good food. Give a lot of hugs.
So many good pieces of advice there.
Sorry.
And I think people need to hear this. Some people really need to hear this and don't have an
Mhm.
outlet to do that. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. And
Oh, you're welcome.
I know that there are going to be a lot of people interested to follow what this journey looks like for you.
I know.
So you most of all. So where can they follow you? Where can they find more information?
So, my company is called Sugar Dayne, but I've always called this journey the Sugar Dayne Project, and it's going more towards a project, back to the project again. So, I'm thinking about literally, I haven't had a lot of time to do any content, which I'm so excited to do. I'm so excited to do that because I feel like I can do that. But you can find me on my website, and it's sugardayne.com. Um, it's a little story about myself, my portfolio. You can order from me. You can take classes from me. I have a great Instagram account at Sugar Dayne, Sugar Dayne. That's my son's name, and I kind of just it's I'm doing TikTok a little bit, but I haven't gotten there yet. Like I'm a little older, so I'm good with the Instagram. I have a Facebook. Um, I'm excited to do more content too. So that's another goal of mine this year. Um,
I'm sure people are
if
happy
you
to hear
know,
that.
yeah. So you can find me. You can find me. You can find me, and yeah, I'm gonna like just be able to make cookies with joy. I'm going to be able to create like I used to. I mean, you see the picture behind me. I look at that picture and I'm like, wow, really used to have the time to just do a cookie, and I'm going to have that time again. And I'm really proud of myself for taking the jump. And I know I'm going to be fine. I'll be good.
I believe that you will be, and I think there are a lot of you have a huge network and community of people who want to have your back and who are, excited for your next adventure
Mhm.
and commiserating with you on your recent losses. And it's all rolled together for you in this moment. But I hope everybody will check out those resources that you shared, follow your journey, and really support you along the way. And look for support in your own lives if you need that. I think
Yeah.
what you said is very smart. Don't do it alone, even if you feel alone. Look for those people in your circle who can help you
Hmm.
along the way. For those of you who liked watching this video or who really felt the story behind it, feel free to like and subscribe, because we have other inspirational of different natures interviews that are still to come. In the meantime, Katy, thank you so much for joining me, for being so honest and open and transparent with how things are for you and what you're looking forward to and what you're dealing with, and for just, I don't know, giving us all something to think about and something to aspire to along the way.
Thank you. And thank you for this opportunity. This has been awesome. So,
Absolutely. Okay, everybody, you know what to do. Get inspiration, get donuts. Bye.